Picture a cosmic drain, a rip in the fabric of space that ruthlessly pulls in stars and planets unlucky enough to wander too close. The term black hole describes the object's effect on light rather than its physical form. It is a linguistic metaphor for a specific state of extreme density. Physically, we are looking at an astronomical body. It is a massive amount of matter packed into an incredibly small, dense volume, a region where gravity is so intense that it dominates its entire local environment. To see how this extreme gravity actually operates, we will take a trip to the center of the Milky Way to visit Sagittarius A star. Once you stop thinking of this phenomenon as an empty vacuum cleaner and start treating it as a massive, tangible body, the bizarre physics of its environment finally start making sense. These extreme objects are often born when a massive star runs out of nuclear fuel. The star collapses inward, taking its original mass and its rotational spin, its angular momentum, and compressing it down into a microscopic volume. As we approach this compressed mass, the environment isn't a pitch-black void. It is completely engulfed in blinding light. When an unlucky star wanders too close to this gravitational well, the extreme pull doesn't just swallow it whole. The star undergoes a process known as spaghettification, where it gets brutally stretched and shredded into thin streams of glowing gas and debris. This destroyed stellar material is forced into a rapid orbit. It flattens out near the speed of light, forming an accretion disk. Inside, layers of material rub together, heating the inner edges to millions of degrees and releasing X-ray radiation. The severe gravity even bends the light from the far side of the disk over the top and bottom, creating a distinct glowing ring. The intense friction and warped optics create an environment so luminous that the brightest features in the observable universe are powered entirely by the gravity of entirely dark objects. If we push past the blinding heat of that accretion disk, the light abruptly stops. We have reached the edge of the shadow. This boundary is the event horizon. It marks the threshold where gravitational pull becomes so overwhelming that escape velocity exceeds the speed of light. Because nothing travels faster than light, anything crossing this threshold is permanently cut off. No physical matter and no information can ever escape back out. Deep inside this boundary lies the singularity. Every ounce of mass that originally formed the object and everything it has consumed since is concentrated into a central point occupying zero volume. The physics of this infinitely dense point are so extreme, they break our current mathematical models. Yet, this exact boundary of no escape was predicted over a century ago by Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity. This central shadow represents a volume of space where gravity has locked away light and matter behind an inescapable horizon. We know this anatomy is accurate because we have finally seen it. Using a global network of radio observatories called the Event Horizon Telescope, researchers captured historic images of the supermassive object inside the galaxy Messier 87. That bright asymmetrical ring represents light from the accretion disk being warped and magnified by the extreme gravitational lensing we explored earlier. And the dark region in the center is the telltale shadow of the event horizon. It's a physical silhouette backlit by glowing orbiting gas. Decades of chalkboard math and theoretical physics were instantly validated. The boundary of no return was finally a mapped geographic location. Observations from the James Webb Space Telescope are currently forcing a total revisiting of our timeline for the early universe. Researchers found a supermassive body known as QSO-1 with an estimated mass of 50 million suns, existing when the universe was only a few 100 million years old. An object this large could not have grown gradually by slowly consuming nearby stars and gas over billions of years. The timeline forces a startling conclusion. These primordial entities didn't form from the collapse of a single dead star. They were born huge, likely forming from the direct collapse of massive gas clouds early in the universe. Because they were already massive, their extreme gravity acted as an anchor. They pulled vast amounts of surrounding hydrogen, helium, and newly formed stars into orbit around them. By anchoring these early galaxies, Black holes provided the stable environments necessary for generations of stars to fuse the heavy elements that now make up our planets and ourselves. These objects were the gravitational seeds from which the modern cosmos grew.